r/Askreddit. If the contagion situation in China gets worse and infects millions globally, what are your plans? Guess I'll die. Dibs on Mars. Move to Greenland. Hang out in the SpaceX parking lot. Wait in hiding and mug an unsuspecting employee and steal their employee badge. Access the launch pad. Stow away on the Mars rocket. Start new life on the red planet and rise in power to become tribal warlord. Live my life to the fullest. That's it. Make everyone around me happy and grateful for what they have. Help out those who aren't sick. I've always been MR. Play it safe, so I guess I'll just strap a 10 strip of acid around my tongue and fuck anything that moves. Gonna die anyway, so I might as well have some fun for once. Am I right? Burn it all with fire. Scratch visit China off my bucket list. My last scratch. If Plague Incorporated has taught me anything, I'm moving to Iceland or Greenland. To sleep. Perchance to dream. I'm 40% sure I already have this Chinese coronavirus. Was traveling recently and now I can't shake this debilitating chest cold. So my plan is to die. Take a couple weeks off work. Live stress-free for a few days. Eat healthy. Get plenty of sleep. And take a lot of immunity boosting medication. Then get exposed at the peak of my good health and throw off the infection with minimal distress. Once you get it, you're immune to that version of the illness. The rate of death from these epidemics is actually very low. And mostly kills old people or those whose immune systems have been weakened. And if I just happen to be unlucky enough to die despite being young and healthy, at least I got to enjoy my last 2 healthy weeks and got it over with. Probably just die in the first or second wave of illness. Stay home. Greatly increased frequency of hand washing. Honestly, if I got it and it killed me, it'd be fine. My body can't physically handle more contagion. As long as it was quick, it'd be okay. Plan A die, plan B try to survive, I guess. Probably die. Use it to fake my own death. So I can escape before everyone realizes I'm not actually writing the book I told them I was. Improvise. Adapt. Overcome. Head out west to the old black lady in Nebraska. And try to avoid the walking dude. Not eat fucking bat soup. Wear a face mask and steal the chickens from the house down the road. Use the chickens for eggs. Stay at home and eat eggs every day. Avoid public transport. Check. Don't shake hands at work. Check. Refrain from eating uncooked foods. Check. Wear a protective rubber suit and wander the streets. Burning the infected with a flamethrower. Pending. Head on over to the pub. Have a nice cold pint and wait for it all to blow over. Eventually there will be no one to take the bodies. The current reported mortality rate is only 3%. And of those deaths, majority were elderly people or those with pre-existing conditions. Which is obviously not good. But it's a very low death rate. The flu kills more people. I feel like this is the whole Ebola situation again. Everyone's freaking out about it and it never really got that bad globally. The Wuhan coronavirus is mild in comparison to SARS and MERS. And considering there's 1 billion people in China and only around 800-900 or so confirmed cases in China, although it's apparently estimated at around 4,000 within Wuhan, and not many globally, it doesn't really seem like something to freak out about at this moment. The only real concern is the fact that there's no known way to treat it. I'm just gonna chill and go about my day as per usual. No plans. I prefer to die when everyone around me does. Honestly, I'd build a raft out of empty 2L and 5L plastic bottles glued tight together and just float off. Realistically, I'd be safer alone in the middle of the ocean than alone at home in the middle of the shitstorm. It won't. I'm gonna start using plastic straws again. Create new world. They might want to get a lid on it. We're kinda tired of them single-handedly destroying the planet. Can guarantee their families might not want to be over here if that does happen. We probably won't even waste the metal on fences. Go on a huge drug bender. If that doesn't kill me, then I'd grab a nuisance stool and get at it. That's basically my plan for any kind of global disaster, including zombie apocalypses, solar flares, giant comets heading straight for Earth, etc. Yes, I've thought this through. Flee to Madagascar and hope they close the port afterwards. Either that, or lock myself up in my house for a few weeks until the whole thing blows over. Headed for Boulder. Well, there are 1.4 billion people in China, so there are more than enough millions to spare. Start an epidemic war. Epidemic versus epidemic. Watch Netflix. Drink coffee. Go on a power walk. Order a pizza. Kill myself, I guess. I'm not one for suicide, but if I'm guaranteed to die from a virus, why not take the east way out? Going to Greenland. Die, of course. If there's a cure, get it. If there's no cure but a way to avoid catching the disease, use it. If I get infected, guess I'll die. If I learned anything in Plague Incorporated, it's that I should move to Greenland. Obviously, go to Greenland. The same thing I do every day. Not leave the house. Hide in Greenland. Plague Incorporated taught me well. Comma. Run to the supermarket for some clever supplies and then wait it out in my apartment. I could start The Witcher. I'd do what Danny DeVito did with all that hand sanitizer. I am visiting New Zealand in February, so if the virus goes nuts while I'm there, I'll just stay. I think the conditions there should give it a decent shot. Isolated and developed. If it happens any other month while I'm in Korea, then I have no chance. If you have ever played Plague Incorporated, you know Korea is one of the easiest and fastest countries to wipe out. A lot of people in a small area. Lots of unhygienic practices. A culture of overprescribing antibiotics, and people go to the hospital for absolutely anything. Oh, and very close to China and lots of interaction between the two countries. I'd barricade myself in my house. Time for a crusade. Die knowing all you fucks are going with me. Guess I'll fucking die. Drugs. And lots of them. Fuck it. Same thing I do in the face of every other global issue. Spout my opinions on the internet and hope for validation from total strangers. Pound water. Stay up on vitamins. Wear a mask and wash my hands before eating. It's a respiratory virus close to the cold. CDC has a definition on their website. This whole contagion situation is only fueling my contamination OCD even more. Might survive. But do I want to? Probably not. Grab Reifu. Go in the woods. I'd spend the rest of my time with my cat. Lol. Home is where I want to be. Pick me up and turn me round. I survived swine flu, so I can survive this. But also I'd increase my use of hand sanitizer and go about my day as usual. Not to downplay the severity, but millions infected is still a drop in a bucket and likely won't impact my daily life. I'm a Finn, so I'll just stay inside. Definitely not ordering any more Chinese food. I try to keep lots of water around. I'd immediately stock up on more though. And canned goods and especially pet food. I have guns. I just need to ensure I have enough provisions to stay indoors as long as possible, and I shouldn't have much to worry about. Although I'd need money to keep the lights on. I bet even a worldwide epidemic wouldn't get me off the hook for my electric bill. Kill myself. Make fun of everyone not wearing a facial mask. I gonna capture some women in my basement so I can repopulate Earth afterwards. Gonna sacrifice my virginity to the greater good. Take car. Go to Mum's. Kill Phil. Grab Liz. Go to the Winchester. Have a nice cold pint. And wait for all of this to blow over. How's that for a slice of fried gold? Depends on how fast it spreads, how deadly it is, and a ton of other variables. I'd probably just do whatever the CDC says.